Okay, so I guess I'm gonna start with the butterfly because that's one of the first ones you did, and that's like super high demand with girls, and um, there's a million different ways to do butterflies, and this is just the way I do it. First thing is I don't know if you're using sponges or if you're just painting on the paint, but the best way to do it is to sponge on like a basic kind of undercolor and then just do like the swirls into your drops and all that stuff afterwards. Depending on how you're doing it, you could either do the full mask butterfly, or if you're just doing like quick little whatever, you can do just one eye and then just kind of add like a wing and then kind of the background of a second wing and a little butterfly right there, so it's kind of just sitting on their nose. So what I'm gonna use is you can use any color. I have a sponge. I swear it's clean, even though it's super stained, and I have one of those awesome little like rainbow cake thingies, which are really cool for this. Otherwise, you can use just any color. I have powders too, which are like a Ben Nye. Ooh, making a mess here. It's like a palette like this, and you see it has paint and stuff all over it, but whatever. Um, but yeah, so you can do a powder base like that, but that takes a little longer. So anyway, I'm gonna just do the rainbow cake color, and what I'm doing is I have like a little bottle, just like a little Bath and Body kind of thing with water in it, and I'll spray my paint that way, because if you dip the sponge, it just makes a freaking mess and it gets too wet. So I'm gonna get that wet there, and then I'm going to take it and just put it on top like that, and just run it back and forth. Just like, you don't want to rub it around because it's just gonna make a big blobby mess. I'm just gonna run it like that. And then what you get is that. So what I'm gonna do is take the light color, and put it on my eyelid. Well, if I was painting a kid, obviously I'd be doing it that way, but and just kind of, you could even just kind of get it in there like that. See, I'm just kind of getting it on my eyelid, because if you press it down, sometimes it goes all over the nose. So okay, and once I do that, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna press it and just kind of blot it like that. You see what I'm kind of getting there? Cool, huh? Sometimes I just squeeze like that to kind of get like more of a round deal. Okay, so I'll do that. Blot it all I have to, kind of turn it, get it in there, and then I get that kind of effect. And then I'm going to turn it over so the dark side is facing down, and do kind of the bottom wing. And I'm like turning it in. Okay. It's kind of just, something like general like that. And the whole time I had it like this, I was pinching it to make it kind of round. That for me is just easier to kind of be able to, get in there and work it, and I can kind of roll it so that I get the white and the dark blue into the dark blue. At this point, what you're missing actually is glitter, and you don't want to use it when you're practicing anyway because that's just a waste of glitter. But I have everything, so like you can just see how everything is just like covered in paint still. But this is from Silly Farm, and it's like a little poofer. They have a ton of colors, so like if you can get a bunch of them. If you're doing like blue, I can get the blue and put that on. But honestly, this works. It's called White Fairy Dust, and it's clear, so it goes with any color. And it's a little poofer, and you just buy one of these and then buy the refills later and refill it, and you just shake it on, and it's gonna give you like pixie dust, and it looks really pretty. I'll even just do it now for this one time so you can see it. Just kind of shake it on, and then if you can see it, but it gets kind of a glittery kind of deal. And I do that while the paint's still damp so it sticks better. Okay, So then at this point, you can do any color you really want to do the thing. And if I was gonna do one side just to give you an idea, but I would do the same thing in the other eye. Okay, and then the little butterfly in the middle. But I'm just being lazy about it and not wanting to use a bunch of my paint, so you get the idea. You would just do the same thing, maybe even spray it again and wipe it, and then just do the same thing on this eye with the white and the blue, so you get this on both sides. Okay, so now I'm going to do the details. I like to use a thinner brush if I can. I bought one of those little packs in Silly Farm. You get it for like 10 or 12 bucks, and you get 5 of these kinds of brushes, like that. And there's even a smaller one, like one more smaller one, too. I like to use one of those. This one is the number of 4,000 round. It's just a little thinner. That way I can do thinner lines and stuff. Here's the black I have. It's Fab brand, F-A-B. It's meh. It's only a little bit better than Snazaroo, but the best is Wolf. And I have a little bit of it, but I'm not going to use it right now. At this point, you know, you can draw a little butterfly in the nose. Just try to do it kind of small, because when it's big, it looks a little funny. Just like a little circle. In the middle, like that. And then the body, sometimes I'll just do like a teardrop, but you can do whatever you want. You can do like an actual body. I'll do like a little swiggle, and then I pull down, and I get like a little body like that. So I just kind of, you saw that I just went like pushed down, and then just kind of pulled down like and pulled away. So wiggle, and you guys go in there and fix your little tips. You know, whatever, little body. And then the antennas, I just do one of these. I have my mirror so low. Just you know, start and then go that. Even support in the middle. Could even do it thinner than this. It's easier when I'm not doing it on myself. And then like that. So what looks pretty is even if the antennas are a little like fatter, if you just kind of taper it to a little point like that, just by like going, and then if you're pushing your brush down, when you come, you just pull away a little bit, so you're only using your tip. Because if you notice, and I learned this from Silly Farm, if I do, you can see my hand there. If I do this, what I'm using is the side of my brush. I'm getting broader strokes. If I use just the tip of my brush, what I'm doing is I'm swirling it like that. How you learn, just get it in there, get it wet, and then swirl it so you get a little point. If you use the tip of your brush, like pushing down and do that, you'll get thinner lines. So you're using the tip versus, you know, the side. So if you're doing the side and you go like that and you kind of pull away, it starts only using the tip, and then you get kind of a pretty tapered end. So yeah, it's a little butterfly body, and obviously I'd have it on the other side too, or you know, if I have it just sitting on my nose, like I said, the one eye, then I can have the antennas both facing that way, so it looks like he's sitting and his antennas are facing that way. At this point, the rest is, you know, whatever you want to do. To do the wings, this is always pretty to kind of start here at the corner of your eye, okay, and get like that. And you see, like, even though I have like kind of like the blue's kind of fuzzy edges, I'm covering it up now with my black. And then you can just like, you know, do that. Even if the blue's coming out on the edge a little bit, or you're not covering it completely, it's okay. You can always fix it, or really it's not that big of a deal. See, like I can just kind of, well, hold on, let me finish this first. Now I'll meet it at the corner of my eye. That's a basic thing. You can do that, or I mean, there's just so many ways you can do it. At this point, I can kind of fill that in, and, you know, just kind of something kind of cool. I'm just doing this because I didn't get my edges all the way. You can still see like where I missed it, so I'm just improvising here, filling it in and making it symmetrical. And I get this little effect by kind of just smushing and then pulling to a taper like that, and then you really do anything with a butterfly. And then if I had it on the other eye, I would make sure I did this too. Make sure you have the same amount of little whatever they call the little like bumps or whatever. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna go to the side and do the same thing, little ticka, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, because you don't want this side to have like different amount. That's my top wing. And the bottom wing, you can even use teardrops here. I'll put. Let me see. Okay. Like I know you learn you can do teardrops where you do this and you have it where you can do this and press it down, or you can do this, which I prefer because it just looks so much better. You can really kind of go and a pretty shape like that. So that's how I do mine. So then I'm just gonna do a teardrop and pull it to a thin little end there. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that here too, and here. And then I'll bring this one up like that. At this point, just fill it in there. Kind of get a line there. I'm gonna bring these up a little higher into a thin little line. Okay. I'm gonna add a little in here. Little butterfly bottom thingy. Then I'm gonna add some details by just doing this. You can see what I'm doing. So you see that. Honestly, I'm just making this up as I go, and it's coming out pretty cool. So, my point is that the way you do a butterfly is you get a base color on this way. It doesn't matter if it's perfect, because look, you can't even see the frayed edges. You just see the pretty blue underneath, and then you could just go kind of crazy from there. You could do this. You can do, I could have even taken this and kind of swirled it. That. Just go in there and fix it. See? And then you can really just get in there with anything. You can get in there with white. White always adds to it. Like if you add a little bit of white to it, it really lightens it up. Even if you do this with white outline instead of black, that makes it a little more feminine sometimes. At this point, you can even add a little more glitter if you want, but you don't want too much glitter because then it just looks like you're trying to cover up your work. It doesn't look that good. Sometimes when I mess up or it doesn't look that good, I'll put like too much glitter just so that you can't really see it. I have my off days, so at this point, another thing you can do is like I have a little space right there, right in there. So I'm gonna add some white teardrops. It's gonna look really pretty. Well, let me show you something you can do too. I noticed you were trying to get 2 colors. So look, I loaded up my white. That's almost freaking gone. I really need to order. Wolf white is the best. Seriously, it literally is like the only thing on Silly Farm that actually sells out, and they have to wait for more orders. People love it. And you use a lot of white and a lot of black. So that's why I have like big ass white ones and black ones, and then my regular other ones are like ones I won't use that much, like orange. I got the tiny ones. They last me forever, but I seriously have to order white and black all the time. Okay, so then I'll load up my brush in one color. White always looks good if you want to do double colors, white with pink or blue or whatever. Since I'm already doing blue, I could use another one of my things. I'm just gonna steal it from here. What you can do is get your spray bottle and spray it to get it wet, and then you can just dip your tip in there and get a little bit of blue or whatever color. See, now I got some blue in there too. And then you can just do teardrops. 1, 2, 3. Pull it in the middle. See? Get a little blue in there too. You want to get crazy, you can even outline this in black after. Like, you can just go do whatever you want. Like, at this point, I would have stopped even sooner if I was just trying to do it at an event and I was trying to get it done fast. But right now, I'm just having fun with it. See? You always, with your teardrops, wanting to go towards a focal point, whether it be the corner of your eye or, then you can really build off of there. Like, I'll even do a design on this side, like a basic kind of, like, thing for girls, like a pretty mask after I do this. So then I'm just going to get some white now. Besides teardrops, something you can do that's pretty are dots. Load up your white. Get nice. And then you can just add, like, dots in there. Like, dots are sometimes hard to do. My brushes are getting a little old. See? Just add something to it. And then here you can do some more. See? Pretty, huh? You can really just keep going. Another thing that's pretty to add, that will just kind of liven it up, is starbursts. What I do is I start in the middle, you can see, and I'll go up, down, like this. You can even add a couple more smaller ones. And you get that. One in the middle dots. Looks kind of funny. See? And then I can do more like that. Pretty, huh? I'm going to outline his teardrops just because I want to. And then I'm going to call it a day on this butterfly. Sometimes when you're trying to outline something, you don't have to go all the way around in one swoop. I can go up to the top like I just did, stop, and come back from the bottom. And meet it. Sometimes easier than trying to make one solid line. Always fix it a little. I'm only using the tip of my brush because I want the lines to be really thin. Pretty, huh? Okay, well that's a butterfly. And while I'm at it, I'm just going to do a quick little eye design on the other side. For this, you can even do, let's see, you can do powder. I have like Ben Nye. You can just do a little eyeshadow or something. Once again, with the sponges, you can do a color like, let's see, I think I have a hot pink here. This is a Creolin. It's good for sponging, but it doesn't dry very fast. And these happen to be UV reactive or whatever, like under black lights. That's why we got them. We've had them forever because we don't use them. This one's pretty cool, so I'll just spray it. And I'll get my sponge nice and loaded. This one you can just go crazy because I'm just doing one color and not several, so it doesn't matter if I go around. See? And then I will put in my eye. I just What I'm doing is kind of, it's not too wet. It's very like lightly damp. Sometimes you get it under your eye. It's good to have Q-tips and baby wipes whenever you do an event. Right now I'm using my spit because I'm gross. And then, if I was doing that with a kid, I could just use a Q-tip and get it off from under their eye because that looks weird. Okay, and then I'm going to squeeze my thing to get a little bit of a round. And just kind of, come out from the eye, come out a little bit. Down the cheek a little bit, okay, is okay too. Just kind of like that. Get a little basic kind of design. And that's the shape you're going to work around when you do your eye design. What looks really pretty with this is white. I'll do a basic color, and then I'll do white when I'm doing a pretty girl design. Usually, let's see. So, for this, I'm just going to use a brush. I'll use the same brush I've been using. It's working out well for me. So sometimes you just get that one favorite brush that you just really like. Okay, and then you start out with I start out with teardrops. I always do teardrops, and I just work off of that. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it because I'm gonna be working this way now, but just have to show you as I go. Oh gosh, this is gonna be hard. Okay, I'll use my hand mirror so you can see. Okay, you can see perfect. So I'm gonna do 5 teardrops. I'm gonna start right here, bring it in, pull my tip up so I get a little like that. Just fixing my ends a little bit to taper them a bit. Paint's when it starts getting a little dry, my paint, then sometimes you have to dip it again. It gets kind of like ugly. You get the idea. All in the corner of your eye, more or less. And from there, you can just go out. I like to do this pretty little thing I learned from, I don't even know where I learned it from Heather from Silly Farm, I think, but where you just like outline them. I like to make sure my ends are tapered, so I'll go back and pull them in. See, this is not that perfect because it's like I'm like trying to work like with my arm like crossed over here holding my mirror. Okay, so you got that. You can do swirls from here. See, I mean, it came out kind of awesome, but it just like so much freaking practice to get it to look pretty like that. And then I like to do like sometimes you can do this thing where you like push the brush down like that and squiggle and then pull, and you get a pretty almost like flower kind of design. You can do that. You can add more teardrops if you want. About 3 right there. You can go back up because I have more pink up here. I'm kind of following the shape of the pink, trying to cover it, and trying to connect it. You can add some dots. You can do gradual, big, too small. Do a swirl up here. And then I'll do some teardrops. This came out kind of retarded, but you get the idea. There you go. And then sometimes you can even do, since I have pink over here, maybe some like dots. and maybe even a starburst. I'll put it right here. Yeah, my brush is too dry. Getting stingy with my paint. Okay, so I'll go fix it. Okay, so whatever, just a little mask. You can keep going, you can add dots. Sometimes simpler is better. So there you go. That's something fun you can do for like girls, like, oh, it's something pretty, a pretty design. You can always do that. I also have, oh, what the heck I did with it. So I was using it to make that shirt, but I have a stencil and it's stars, and it's the only one I own. I bought a star stencil because stars are a pain in the ass to make, and it's just awesome. So like sometimes it's worth it just to get a couple things. Like there's a dolphin stencil too you can buy, and they're like $3 each. But for things like that, it's pretty awesome to give you a basic thing. So, and at this point, I would just add some glitter, a little poofer. Oops. Okay. Just shake it on. Sometimes you gotta squeeze it a little bit, just a little bit, or else it'll go everywhere. And you get glitter. Yay! Pretty. Okay. Look like this one again. Alright. Well, hopefully that kind of helped. Let's see how this works out. Maybe I can make a shorter one next time and not a freaking 30-minute long video. But okay. Love you. Bye.